Welcome to Blueprints for Brilliance Coaching Insights, a podcast by coaches for coaches. Our guests share their hard-won wisdom to help you grow your coaching business and create a life of success. So get ready to unlock the blueprints to your success. She is a wellness coach, so I can't wait to hear more about that. So welcome to the show, Amanda. It's lovely to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Perfect. So let's start with your story. What inspired you to become a wellness coach? I'm sure there was a journey to get where you are today.
It was a long road. I was in a career that was not really my thing. At least once a week, would tell my husband, I have got to figure out what I want to do when I quote unquote grow up, because this isn't it. I would think forward 20 years and the thought of doing the same thing that far down the road would give me like heart palpitations. I would have a little freakouts. And so I was always just looking around thinking, what could I do? Is there something I need to go back to school for? Just keeping my eyes open. And wellness was always something that was really important to me, but I never had thought about being in the wellness industry for some reason. And one day I happened to read an article about a wellness coach and had a little like light bulb moment of, wait a minute, that's something that.
Today's episode is sponsored by our Profit Clarity Masterclass, and we'll just keep this real. If tax season brings you anxiety, last-minute scrambling, or that pit in your stomach feeling, it's usually not because you're doing something wrong. It's because you don't have the right system or support. We have a free live masterclass coming up where we're going to talk about how to get organized, reduce stress, and feel more confident about your finances without doing most of the work yourself. So come join us. You can sign up free at lessmathmoremoney.com. We look forward to seeing you there.
I could do, and started reading more about it and looking at certifications. And so I got a health coaching certification and then a master coaching certification and then board certified, and just ran with it from there. And it's been about getting closer to 4 years since I left my corporate job and have been full-time in my coaching business. So it's been really exciting, but long. This didn't start just with leaving my corporate job. There was so much thought before this of self-discovery. What would be good for me from here on out? And I found it and I love it.
I love that. Yeah, no, it's hard to leave corporate and something steady that probably has benefits and all that type of good stuff. But I can totally relate to wanting something more. It doesn't sit right. So tell us a little bit about what type of wellness do you do? Like, what do people come to you with issues? Is it mindset? Is it physical? Is it something else?
I really work a lot in overall well-being. So really trying to work with mostly women on slowing down, tuning in, and seeing what we need to do to truly take care of ourselves. I have found that often women are so out of touch with what they really need, what they really want, what brings them joy, because they're just heads down doing all the things that they feel like they should be doing or have to be doing all day long. And it's all connected. So sometimes it'll be adding in movement. Sometimes it will be those mindset tweaks, but really tuning in on what are these little things that I can do that are easy to implement, because we all know everybody's lives are so busy. So how can we make these little changes in our day-to-day life that have big improvements on our overall well-being? And I like to call those little practices self-care snacks.
Self-care snacks, did you say?
Self-care snacks, like when we don't have time for a whole day to take care of ourselves, but what are these little things that we could insert into our day to day so that we're taking care of ourselves consistently and not waiting until our battery is blinking red and we're about to just power off? How can we maintain that and that energy through our normal lives?
Yeah, I love that. Do you find that a lot of your clients are like in their 40s, that sometimes that sandwich generation where they're starting to look after parents who are aging and then they've got small children at home, and at that point, or maybe just past that, when they do finally get to stop and say, hang on a minute, what am I doing to myself?
Yeah, I actually, it depends on the person and maybe even the industry that they're in, but starting probably like mid 30s into the 40s, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, like I said, I think that's when people get to breathe a little bit, is when the kids get a little bit older and you're like,
Mm.
oh my gosh, I don't even know who I am or what I like or what brings me joy anymore. So I love the term tune in. We don't always stop and think about what we're doing physically, because sometimes I'll be thinking about something and I'll be stressing about it and my whole body will be all crunched up, and I'll finally recognize it and go, just
Yes.
breathe.
Uh-huh. One of my clients calls that shoulder earrings, when you have your shoulders. And but yes, that's like a common thing. As we go through our day, our shoulders get higher and we're typing and they're way up here. But yes, so stopping to just do a little check-in with yourself. What's happening inside of my body right now? What do I need? Is there something that I could do right now about what I need? And the thing that I find with a lot of women is they don't even know how to tell what they need, because it's been so long since they actually checked in with themselves.
So true. In fact, you just reminded me that I even do this like in the evening. Like my husband comes home and we're in the kitchen getting dinner ready or whatever, and I'll have to go because I've been
Mm,
holding my breath. I didn't
hmm.
realize it.
Yeah, just a nice deep breath.
Yes. So would you recommend that to people who might be on this treadmill of crazy, that maybe like the first thing they could do is to just stop and
Yes.
breathe?
Stop and breathe. Breathing is such an excellent one because, first of all, it's free. Second, you can do it anywhere. And the people that you're around don't even have to know that you're focusing on intentional breathing, on slowing down your breaths, maybe having that exhale be longer than your inhale. Easy to do one. Not everybody vibes with it. Some people feel a little bit uncomfortable with it at first, but I definitely think that's a great first step, is trying it out, see how it feels. Maybe you feel you can only do a couple, maybe 5 is your max at first. No big deal. We don't have to sit on a meditation pillow in perfect silence for 20 minutes to have benefits from intentional breathing. It can be quick, it can be easy, it can be in the car, it can be in the line in the grocery store.
I love that. So tell us a little bit more about your clients. Do you work with a lot of people in 9 to 5 jobs? You said they're mostly women,
Mhm.
35 plus. So are they 9 to 5? Are they entrepreneurs? Are they both? Are they people who don't work and they work at home because they probably have a family and a house they have to take care of?
Yeah, mostly I would say it's right now, a pretty even split between women who own businesses and women in a 9 to 5. So I feel like it's gone through flows of my business, but right now I'm at a pretty even split. But basically, the thing that they have in common is that they are doing all of the things all of the time and they're exhausted.
Yeah. So would you say that's when they come to you, is when they finally go, oh, I can't live like this anymore?
Mm.
Like I am at the end and there's got to be something better. There's got to be a better way to live.
Yes. Yep. That's definitely when I get that call, when I get that email, the discovery call gets scheduled, is I am so exhausted. I can't imagine going like this for even another 6 months. Sometimes there's burnout either happening or knocking on their front door. That's when I'm usually engaged.
Yeah. Anybody who's listening, any of the men who are listening, this might make a nice gift for your wife.
Absolutely.
Because if there's a woman in your life, or even a friend or a partner, if they are at their wits' end and can't see the end or the light at the end, you might be the person they need to call.
Absolutely. And it's great because it's not, there are a lot of the times we see the representation of self care as spa days and things like that, which are great. Not spa days have their place, but that is not regular self care that most of us can do. We can do it maybe monthly if you're lucky, quarterly, every 6 months, but we need to be taking care of ourselves more often. And with coaching, we learn these ways that you can fit into your everyday life as it is. No, I'm not someone who's going to say, okay, starting on Monday, you have to do a complete overhaul of your life and everything is changing, because that's not realistic. We try to make it easy, enjoyable, sustainable, so that it truly changes your life for the long run.
Yeah, that's like saying, oh, not going to the gym and then saying, I'm going to go 5 days a week.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yep.
happen that way.
Maybe one day, but today, when it's your first time going in 5 years, let's talk about how we can make it realistic for you.
Okay, and then you called them snacks. What kind of
Yes.
snacks were they?
Self care snacks.
I love that. Can you give us a few more self-care snacks?
Sure. So I have different areas of self-care snacks. And I actually have it's not, I don't know when this will be aired, but it's coming on my website soon. A great list of a lot of different self-care snacks. So there are things that you can do in the middle of your workday, like between meetings, or say like, I hopped off a meeting and I need to check my email. Take 5 minutes, go outside and get some fresh air. Pay attention to what's happening around you. Are there clouds in the sky? Are there trees around you? What's happening with the leaves? What color are they today? Just things that can bring you into the moment that you're in. You can also do some seated stretching at your desk. Or let's say I'm trying to think of another one in the workplace. There's so many great ones. Or in between meetings, you could do what I like to call a brain dump or just a quick journaling session where you might be on a meeting thinking about, oh my gosh, I have 75 things that I need to do for the rest of the day. And I know I'm going to forget them and it's stressing me out. I can't focus on this client that's in front of me. So before getting on to your next meeting, just dump everything that's in your brain out on paper. It's safe there. You can come back to it later. So those are some good ones that you can do during the workday. Outside of the workday, they can get a little bit more fun once we have more space. Some people like to do puzzles or build Legos or word searches, brain teasers, writing a letter or a card to a friend or family member. But just these little small things that we can do in a couple of minutes, but that really help to recharge your battery or bring you some calm. I really like that there's so many different options too, because we can see when we're asking ourselves, what do I need right now? You might need some calm, or maybe you need some energy. And as you try out different things, you can pay attention to, oh, when I go walk barefoot in the grass in my front yard, I notice that really brings me calm. Or when I do write that letter to my friend, I notice that I feel good because I'm doing something for them, but also something for me. It's very fulfilling. And you can pay attention to how each thing makes you feel. And that can help you to incorporate it when you're noticing that you need different things.
I love that. I love all those ideas. I'm fortunate that I work from home and
Mhm.
I have two dogs. So
Oh,
they
yes.
let me know all the time they need to go out and run around the backyards. I do get that outdoor time.
Oh, good. And mentioning pets, physical affection is another one that's so great. It can be with a human, a high five, a hug, or pets, petting them, cuddling your pets. Those are other things that can really help to calm us, to bring us into that moment that we're in.
I love the idea though of writing a card. I hadn't thought
Hmm.
about that one. And
Yeah.
I was at a market and I bought these little tiny note cards and they have paper inside that has seeds in it. So you
Oh,
can plant
yeah.
that. You just take the card and you plant it. And it's got this beautiful bumblebees on it that somebody has painted. So those are nice because they're a gift as well as a letter.
Yes, absolutely. And imagine receiving something like that. It's, oh, you were thinking of me. Someone was thinking of me when I wasn't even there, and they took the time to send me this. And then they can plant those. I love that.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
really
My
cool one.
girlfriend loved it too. I gave it to her for her birthday and she's a plant crazy
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
person. So that was perfect. My husband got a grounding mat. Is that
Mm.
something that you encourage in your practice?
I think it really depends for things like that on the person. There's so much that's so personal to us when it comes to taking care of ourselves. Some things you'll hear I might rave about, but for you, they don't quite connect. So I think those kind of things, it really just depends on who you are and how it feels to you. The
Well,
most
and
important thing I feel like is how it feels to you. Because if you're doing that and thinking, oh my gosh, what am I doing? This is so cheesy. That's not it for you. Finding the things that specifically work for you. And that's a big one is a lot of people come to me with saying, oh, I tried this thing that I saw on Instagram. This person had this morning routine and she said it makes her feel so great and she's lost weight and she has more energy and she like 9,000 different benefits and they're trying it and they're exhausted. You don't have to do what the Instagram person says that you should do. Let's find out what works for you.
I love that. And I was going to say, it also depends on who it's coming from because I had told him about that like a year ago. But then
Mm-hmm.
he said, oh, somebody else told me about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so you heard it from
Huh.
them and it's good, but you heard it from me and you didn't believe me.
Yep. That is so common. Sometimes I even notice it. A client will come back, oh, I started trying to do this thing. I'm like, do you not remember when we were brainstorming things? I feel like everything you have to be open to it. So you might not, in the moment that you originally heard about it, you might not have been in the right brain space to receive it. So then it came back around and he was ready.
Yeah. Timing is everything.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, this has been so great. I love all your self-care snacks. I had to write that down so I didn't forget. And I know people listening are going, oh, I love that. I can do that. And I also know there are people listening who are going, oh my gosh, I need to speak to her. How do I reach out to her? So what is the best way for them to reach out to you?
The best way to reach out to me is to go to my website, simplywellnesscoach.com, and sign up for my newsletter. That's where the self-care snacks will be. And you'll start getting my emails. You can always email me directly through there. I respond to every email that I receive, unless if it's some weird spam ones, because those are out of control. Every real human gets a response. And my emails are weekly. They're short, sweet, and actionable. So if you're looking just to dip your toe into taking care of yourself, that's a great place to start.
I love that. We will put that in the show notes as well, so everybody can quickly get to it. And then I have one last question for you. If you could provide one tip to make the world a better place, what would that be?
My one tip to make the world a better place would be for each of us to spend some time prioritizing taking care of ourselves. And the reason for that is because when we are taking better care of ourselves, we show up better, not only for ourselves, but for those around us, our friends, our family members, our clients. And then something else that I've seen since I've been in this business is when you're taking care of yourself and people are seeing that, they start to feel more comfortable and giving themselves permission to start taking care of themselves. So it spreads the love. So I think it's a great place to start.
Ooh, you could start. It's viral.
It is. Yes. I love that term for it.
In an amazing way.
In such an amazing way.
Amanda Bearce, this has been fantastic. Thank you again for sharing all of this information. And I know there are going to be people who are reaching out to you who need your help. And thank you for what you do for everyone.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for joining us today on Blueprints for Brilliance Coaching Insights. We hope you're leaving this episode with inspiration to take your coaching business and your life to the next level. If you found value in this episode, we would love it if you would subscribe and share it with someone else who you think might benefit from hearing it. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next episode.